Greetings, Marsh here, and welcome to episode 12 of my modded Factorio playthrough. Enjoy. So, you see a lot of these things are kind of locked back between texts we don't have, but we do have access to some of them. So to start, let's work on iron. And this unlocks several recipes: iron ingots, steel ingots, molten iron, and iron plates. This will make sense once you've made the machines. So let's research that now, and then when it's done, you can set the machines side by side to give you a more visual representation of how they work. So right now, I'd want to start the ore sorting probably to be down here. Of course, all these trees are in the way, so we're going to have to take care of that. Alright, the trees are done. And now I would like to expand the mining. We don't really need it that much right now. It seems to be good enough for what we're using. We've got some good iron count here. But we're going to have more output with our expanded setup here. So we might as well expand it now and find out how big it's going to be. Find out where all the belts are going to go. Looks like we're waiting on iron gears. Yeah, I will put another box off to the side here and produce some iron gears. Like 2 stacks of iron gears. There we go. Yeah, see how quickly it consumes iron. Like belts use a ton of iron. Looks like we're gonna need even more miners than that. I'm worried that this isn't going to be enough output, that we're going to need to redo these and smush them together for maximum output for the expanded ore setup here, but it's good enough for now. It's not like we're massively producing anything on an assembly line, so it won't be much time lost if we have to reorganize these. It's right there, right there. Looking good. Alright, let's put the belts down. Now they're going to be going down because the sorting is going to be happening, oops, down here. I'll leave some spaces there. Oops, and oh, those are empty. That's why I didn't put anything there. How to do this? Probably just straight into each other for now. I don't think there needs to be a... I guess we could do some splitters here. Something like that. There we go. 3 to 1. I don't know if that's balanced or anything, but good enough. So we need to create a blueprint for how we're going to do these. Ore sorter. I haven't quite finished on the iron smelting, so I can't figure out the recipe yet, or the ratio. But, actually, how about the ore comes in through the top, up here. That's probably going to be in the way. All these might be in the way, but oh well. Oh, good. We're done here. All right. Now we have access to the smelting machines. Now there's the blast furnace and the chemical furnace. Right now we don't need the chemical furnace for anything, so I'm just going to make a blast furnace. And you can see 30 stone bricks. So, and I said we're going to need a ton of bricks for stuff. this is what we need it for. So I'll make one blast furnace and one induction furnace and one casting machine. We can put these next to each other and figure out what the recipes are. So the blast furnace is the first step. And when you're doing your ore sorting, you kind of want the ore sorting to be separate from the blast furnace step. That'll make more sense later. But for now, the blast furnace should be like in a separate part of the factory, in a separate facility, so to say. That will allow you to do more advanced recipes in the future. So the blast furnace is kind of like the replacement for the standard furnace, where you see it requires a fuel. And then you select your recipe. So this is like the ingot stage. You turn ore into ingots. We do have access to steel, and I don't know why they put them there, because then you can't turn the steel ingots into steel without additional research. So I'm not sure why it got put in there. It's not something we're going to have access to now, so we're just going to have to ignore it. But so if you look at ingots, the recipe is 24 iron becomes 24 ingots over 4 seconds. This has a crafting speed of 1, so that's 6 ore per second, so it has a very high throughput. And then it will spit out a bunch of ingots. And those ingots go into an induction furnace. And I kind of confuse these two because they both have circles on the icon, so sometimes I confuse them and build the wrong kind. But and then the induction furnace will take the ingots and turn them into molten iron, which actually does go through pipes. And yeah, you see how it takes 12 but turns them into 120, so it's times 10 on that, and it does it in 4 seconds, but its crafting speed is 1, so it needs 3 iron ore per second per blast furnace. So that means we need 2 induction furnaces per blast furnace. And then the casting machine is last. And there is... where is it? There we go. Just put this right there. Help visualize. And the recipe here is it turns 10 molten ore, molten iron, into the iron plates we know, love, and need. And you see it's 10. So the ratio of all of this as far as ore is 1 to 1. 1 iron ore comes in here, and by the time it comes out, it's 1 plate. And if you remember, the other method of making plates just in a standard furnace was 75% efficiency. So this is 100% efficiency. So now the only efficiency loss is the sorting, which itself is 75% efficiency. So with this whole setup, we're going to increase our efficiency from 66% to 75%. Now the crafting speed of the casting machines is 1, and it makes 1 iron plate per second. And this one makes 3 iron plates worth of ore, or worth of molten iron per second. So that means we're going to need a total of 5. We're going to need 3 per induction furnace. And since we have 2 induction furnaces per blast furnace, we'll need a total of 6. So that's the ratio there. I won't place them down or anything because you got it. But now the question is, how many blast furnaces? 2 sorters, and I haven't put any down yet. That is the question. And there's some math involved without getting too complicated. The short answer to the story is 8 to 3. I did the math for you. That if you want a perfect ratio, you're going to need 8 sorting facilities per 3 blast furnaces. But at the same time, that is going to produce 18 iron ore plates per second. And that's beyond the speed of yellow belt, and that's way too fast compared to what we need, because I think we're making it at the speed of... I don't know, not that. Nowhere near that. It's just... that would be so much more than we need right now. It's like overkill. Certainly in the future, we would be glad to have it. But right now, it's crazy overkill. So instead, a simpler ratio is just 3 to 1 instead of that 8 to 3. So it's not a perfect ratio that the blast furnaces will be slightly too powerful, I believe. Usually I like to have the most powerful things be higher up on the chain, so every step down the chain you'll have a nice full belt, because those machines will have been slower than the ones that go after it, or that go before it. So have I confused you yet? So yeah, we're going to do 3 ore sorting facilities per side. It's not the perfect ratio, but it's good enough. So let's make the ore sorting block. The first step of it is the ore crusher. I'll space it right there. And then looks like those trees are going to be in the way too. You never have enough space. You think, oh, that's enough space. It's not. Where is it? Oh, it's over here. Oh, those are repair packs. Oh, that's what I made before. Oops. I meant iron axes. Now I have repair packs. I guess they'll be turned into nanobot ammo, so I guess it's no big deal. Or I'll be ready for when the biters attack. Okay. So that's going to crush the Saphirite. And then this is going to sort the Saphirite. Oop, but there needs to be a space there. It's kind of hard to tell. Definitely needs to be a space there for the inserters. And then we need an assembly machine over here to take care of the stone. Yeah, technically we don't... one machine is too fast, but I think that 2 crushers per machine would be too much. So this is just a nice little clean square here that we could use. And whenever you're coming up with recipes for or blueprints for your bots, you want to try to make a nice little square, easily copyable piece that you could just go and just move it over, instead of something that's like an awkward shape. So we had 2 going in, and I believe 3 going out. I think that is the correct ratio. These, the red inserters, move pieces at about 1 item per second. It's more like 1.1 or something like that. Let's see. Actually, I know this is going to require... it's actually going to require 3 items per second. 3 ores, so I guess I need a 3rd one there. Huh, I guess I should have had a 3rd one on there. Oh well. I guess it's good enough for what it's doing, so yeah, you see how we're kind of limited in throughput just based on the number of red inserters we have. And I believe we will need 2 to go into the stone processing machine, excuse me. And now we need a long one. Go right there. And this right here will be our stone output belt. And then on this side, I believe since 4 ore goes in and 4 items come out, you want the same number of inserters on both sides. See here you have more inserters on the output. We have 5 output inserters and 3 input because 2 items go in but 3 come out. So since this one is balanced in that sense. We only need the 3 inserters here. And I won't put the belt down because that'll allow us to place it in the future. Let's see. Yeah, that looks good. That covers everything. And we have to remember, since this is a copyable item, I don't want to put this here because that's where this is going to go. It may not matter, but I try to make things as symmetrical as possible. So like that, something like right here, and right there. Let's see how well that works. Let's get access to a blueprint. And let's put that in the inventory. And now, copy that. That is our new blueprint. Now, I had a bug before where it wasn't properly copying this long inserter. It was making everything based on what the settings were here. And that's not how it's supposed to work. I've used robots in the past with these complicated inserters, and it didn't do things that way. So I'm wondering if that's like a bug or if that's just a problem with the nanobot add-on. So, and we'll see how that works out. But yes, see how this fits nice and clean right here. Boom. And we could do it again. Boom, right here. And you see how this setup, if we wanted to do, for example, the 8:3, the perfect ratio, like I said before, we have plenty of space to have 8 total machines side by side here. So if we were doing this a different direction, like to the left, we would definitely like be running into stuff over here, especially because we need to reserve this area for all the belts, or the potential area for belts. So to make your bot start auto building, you just select your weapon here, and it will start running out and placing everything you have access to, or that's in your inventory. But since I'm running so low on things, I'm going to need to craft a bunch of things. Looks like we need 2 of those. 2 sorters and a crusher. And it looks like a whole bunch of inserters. Looks like we're out of motors. That's not good. Let's grab some more. That's looking okay. See, just tons and tons of iron for these gears and belts. Alright, let me see if I could unqueue that and then make them the fast way. Yeah, and it's consuming the nanobot ammo in order to do this, so it's not as good as standard bots. I mean, the range is a lot less, and you have to have the weapon selected to actually do stuff. But it's a lot better than manually placing all these things. There we go. Now I can just finish the final bits here. Right there. Looks like I didn't include any lamps in the recipe. So let's put right here, like right there. I guess that one's probably not required anymore. There we go. So yeah, so the ore will come in through here. It only needs to go to there. And then we will output along here. There's our stone output. And then right here, we the output would be slightly better if we did something like this. It doesn't use, it's probably not as efficient as if we had the lane balancers in there, the splitters, but I think that'll be good enough for now. We'll see. See if there's any bugs that need to get worked out. Now, the thing we have to imagine is, where do all these resources go? Well, the stone is going to have to go to our stone processing facility. And exactly where is it going to go? I was thinking, like, right here, after that stuff gets moved, or maybe up here, something like that. This would be a good spot, but there's stuff there right now that we can't do anything about. So, right, yeah, we might just have to put a box there for now, but we can continue the setup here. There's still some more processing that has to be done. We have to get rid of the slag. You'll see that copper and iron is going to be on the same belt, and there's just nothing we can do about that right now. We only have access to these simple inserters. We don't have filter inserters, so we just have to deal with it. There's no other way to do it, unfortunately. Now, I think it's the same. You need one crusher, one slag crusher per 2 ore sorters. But since we have 2 ore sorters already, or since we have 3 ore sorters, I think 2 crushers is going to be good enough. And you kind of want a little overkill for this, because what's going to happen is copper, iron, and slag is going down this line, and we're going to want to clean all of the slag out of the line before it continues on, because otherwise it's going to cause a lot of problems. And I'll have a little backup precaution in place, but it's not going to be perfect. Now, where to put them? I mean, it would be symmetrical just to put one on each side. So we'll set these to crush stone. And I don't think we need 3 inserters. I think that's probably overkill. But I feel that we need to do that because we want to make absolutely certain that no ore makes it pass. So we want every opportunity possible, or no slag makes it pass. We want every opportunity possible to pick that slag up. And what side to output? Well, the belt is going to be coming down here. It would be slightly better for things to go this way, I suppose. Let's see, how many output pieces? Well, these ones have 2. I'll just play it safe and have 3. It might be overkill, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. Let's put them up here. Looks like we're running low on motors again. So pick up some more. Oh, looks like we're out. Yep. Just like that, we're running drastically low on supplies here. Looks like it's not producing at full power anymore, at full efficiency. So I'm going to hook up, I wasn't thinking we'd need to, but I'm going to hook up all of these miners to our existing setup here. Just to keep the resources flowing. How to do it? Probably just kind of very crudely do this. Oops. That'll get everything where it needs to go. We'll worry about the fine-tuning it later. Oh, looks like some resources made it past. I did not want that to happen yet, so I'll clean all that up. Okay. And I'm thinking something like this. So we can do an underground here, and then have these go down, and then they can very conveniently split into one. And I'll have to move this if I decide to expand, but that's not too big a deal. And then boom, that will be the crushed stone output of this. Let's see, I wasn't thinking too much about how to get electricity to these. Maybe just put a bunch of poles down. That sounds like a plan, right? Yeah, a lot of poles. Oops. It's probably a better way to do this. Oh well. It's Pole-mageddon here. Alright. Now we can fire up these machines and see if the output looks like we want. Oh yeah, see that's like super clogged up, lots of resources. I'll just put that one down here. And we'll see how this works. Make sure we have enough inserters and all that. Yeah, see, it didn't put those long inserters there like it was supposed to. This looks good, though. See how it's outputting iron, copper, and slag, but then the slag doesn't make it past these two machines. And it's only a belt full of copper and iron. So we need to fix these. There we go. Fix that one. Clean that up. Of course, that's going to clog up immediately. That looks good. That's kind of what we're looking for here. I have nothing to complain about. This is a good place to end it. Next time we'll set up Saphirite processing.